It's sort of hard to believe that DJI, the #1 drone manufacturer in the world, hasn't released a new consumer drone in 2019. But do they really need to, considering that the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro are still incredibly awesome drones? We're gonna find out as we look at these two drones 1 year later. So it's pretty crazy that 1 year has passed since both of these two Mavics have been released. These drones have been phenomenal, and I've traveled literally almost everywhere with both of these at different times. I wanted to do a 1 year later video because I feel it's important to follow up with products like this long term for people who are thinking about purchasing these, or people who have already purchased them and maybe they're having regret that something better may be coming along. Now, while we can't predict future releases, we can enjoy the ones that we already have, and these are still some of the best drones on the market today. But I didn't want to be the only one talking about these, so I've invited other creators to come talk about their experience with owning either the Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic 2 Zoom for 1 year. Guys, what's going on? My name is Original Dobo, and on this channel, I do drone and tech related content. So if that's at all interesting, be sure to smash that subscribe button before you leave this video, or at the very least, just drop it a like. That's literally all I ask for. So like I said, I think long-term tech reviews are really super important. It really puts a consumer's mind to ease, especially for somebody who's looking to buy one of these drones now in 2019. And I'm just gonna spoil this video for you right out of the gate. No matter which one of these you buy, they are still a great purchase today in 2019. You literally can't go wrong with either one of these. So obviously one of these has a zoom lens, the other one has that larger sensor, the 1-inch sensor, and a little bit more megapixel count, or should we say megapixel count. But I thought it'd be neat to hear what some of the creators that are using these to make the videos you guys watch have said. So let's kick it off with Billy.
So the Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom after 1 year. I've owned both of them. I've put on a combined 100 flight hours between both of them, and there's really not much else to say than they're both great in almost every single way. They're some of the best drones that you can buy right now still after being a year old. Now, the Mavic 2 Pro shoots great video, but it shoots even better photos. In fact, sometimes I'd rather shoot photos with my Mavic 2 Pro than my Sony a7 III because the colors of the Mavic 2 Pro are just incredible. Now, I've got a different stance from some of the others on this video, and that's the fact that I do quite a bit of mapping with my drones. Now, the Mavic 2 Pro doesn't have the mechanical shutter that the Phantom 4 Pro has, but it's got great flight time, it's very portable, and there's ways to get around needing a mechanical shutter that make the Mavic 2 Pro one of the best drones that I own for mapping. The maps just come out so vibrant looking because the colors on that drone look so awesome.
Hey, thanks for asking me to do this, Dobo. I really appreciate it. My favorite thing that I've been using this thing for is things like this, where I'm out and about and exploring the wild and wilderness of Alaska. This is one of the best tools that I've seen on the market for creating great video no matter where, because it's small and lightweight, and yet it's an incredibly capable.
Okay, so really quick, that's Jake's friend. He's in on it. They're on a radio talking to each other. Okay, relax.
Drone for being able to capture all kinds of things, from when I've been on glaciers, on icebergs, exploring ice caves even. I've flown this thing through ice caves. It's really an incredible tool, and it's really, really stable. It's so stable that I easily will launch it from my hand. I'll run it through ice caves. I'll run it off boats. This is by far one of the best tools that I have in my backpack for creating any sort of content out and about in the wilderness of Alaska.
So at the risk of sounding like a DJI fanboy, I will say that 1 year later, the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom are absolutely two of the best drones that you can get for your money. Now, I think when they designed the Mavic 2 series, DJI was really looking into the future as far as expanding in what they're offering. Because I don't know if you remember that leaked photo that we saw before the Mavic 2 was released, but on that photo, we saw the Osmo Pocket, the RoboMaster S1 robot, the controller. You know, when we first saw it, we were all confused, like, what is all that stuff? But now that we have seen those things released, we're starting to realize that DJI is more than a drone company. They really want to get into other things. And so I think when they made the Mavic 2 series, they made it as good as it possibly could be because they wanted to work on these other things. And so I think it's going to be probably another year before we see an improvement upon the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro. I don't know what else they could do to make the Mavic 2 series better. You know, maybe 4K at 60, maybe a higher bit rate. But as far as the drone itself, it's going to be interesting to see how they could make it even better.
To be perfectly honest, I was a bit disappointed by the Mavic 2 Pro when I got it originally. I thought the video quality was not living up to the hype and it was a bit soft. I'm a super fan of the long flight time. I really enjoy having at least 25 minutes in the air for each battery. That would give me enough time to frame my shots and and not feeling stressed about running out of battery. The connection for the drone, that is super stable. With the Opposite 2.0, that is a blessing compared to what we're used to from the Mavic Air. That was a pure Wi-Fi drone. Also, I like the variable aperture. I can just slap on an ND16 to capture that buttery smooth footage. And if I need to adjust the exposure of the footage, I will just adjust the aperture up and down accordingly. In most cases, I can get by just having a single filter mounted on the drone. Finally, I would say that the drone handles very well. Even in high windy conditions, you are able to control the drone without any issues. Also, the noise is pretty pleasant coming from the Mavic Air. That was a bit, bit of a noisy beast. I never had any complaints with the Mavic 2 Pro. I couldn't say the same with the Mavic Air. I could probably say a lot more about this drone, but these are basically the highlights from me using the drone regularly over the last year.
What's up everybody, Mike from Drone Supremacy here, and first off, thank you Ken for asking about my opinion on the Mavic 2 Pro 1 year later. I have to say the Mavic 2 Pro is absolutely the best drone you can get right now, in my opinion at least, and that is not only because it's powerful, it's portable, it's lightweight, but also because of the camera capabilities, the flight range, all of the features that DJI has added to this drone. If you know me, I had some issues with this drone at first when it was released. Some features were not present, but now after seeing Waypoints 2.0 being added to this drone and all of the different hyperlapse modes and settings that you can tweak, I really enjoy using the drone. However, there is one thing that I believe DJI has to add to make this drone absolutely perfect, at least for my taste, and that is to allow us to use manual camera settings and D-Lock M color profile when using intelligent flight modes such as the quick shots. I think this will make this Mavic 2 Pro absolutely perfect for me. But other than that, I really love it. I use it all the time and I can definitely recommend it to absolutely everyone to purchase in 2019.
What do I think? Well, I think that DJI freaking I don't know. They should get their together. Oh, you weren't talking about DJI customer support? My bad. What do I think of the Mavic Zoom or the Mavic 2 Zoom? Currently, the Mavic Zoom is probably one of, if not the best consumer model drone that you can buy on the market. I've had a lot of drones in the last 4 years, and out of all those drones, the one I grab right now 99% of the time when I go flying is my Mavic Zoom. You can't really go out and buzz these boats and not piss people off. So with the zoom feature, I can go out there, get an awesome shot. Not only that, but the autonomous features in this drone handle almost everything you could want to do, from active track to point of interest to tiny planet to everything you can imagine. Think of if the Mavic Pro Original and the Mavic Air sort of had a baby and made a bigger cousin of itself, or whatever you want to call it. So if I had it my way, and if you're listening to DJI, take note, I would make the Mavic Zoom the Mavic Air. Thanks for having me on your channel, Ken. Hopefully this answers your question on what I think of the Mavic Zoom 1 year later.
Hey, what's up YouTube? Original Dobo asked me to do a quick overview, my thoughts on the Mavic 2 Zoom after a year of use. It's an amazing drone. I have to say it is still my favorite and still my go-to drone whenever I'm doing any sort of photography, video, hyperlapse, any of that sort of thing. I'll tell you why. Because first of all, it's so portable, it's so easy to take with you. Number two, it is just rock solid in terms of the GPS. It stays in place. It's very, very fluid when you control it. It just doesn't have any of the quirks that some of the other drones have. And finally, the video quality, even on the zoom, is amazing. If you have enough light and you do your settings properly, the video looks absolutely fantastic. So for me, until they come out with the Mavic 3 or something else to take its place, it's my go-to drone because of its portability, its reliability, and just its awesome video and photos that it takes. Hope that was helpful. Now back to Original Dobo.
Guys, I really appreciate all of you taking the time out to film those clips for this video. Really means a lot. And I know people who are thinking about buying these drones will appreciate all of your opinions condensed into one video. So I wanted to sort of close out this video a little bit talking about the build quality, because I said that I've traveled a lot with these, and to me build quality is incredibly important when you're talking about a product, especially like a drone. I've folded both of these up several times and I've had them in backpacks, really haphazardly traveling with them, and I have zero stress cracks on any of these units, nor have I had any problems with the gimbal. I know when the Mavic 2 Pro first came out, there was some controversy around the gimbal and whether or not it would actually be durable, but I've yet to have any problem with that. So it's not even an issue in my mind. I've also decided later on down the road that I was going to end up going ahead and getting both of these drones just because I couldn't decide. They're both really fantastic. They have different strong suits and different strong points. So really what you're going to need to do is evaluate what's more important to you. Do you want zoom or do you need that larger sensor? I honestly couldn't decide, so I ended up getting both of them. I know that's not feasible for many, but the Mavic 2 Zoom is fantastic for those images and photos straight off the SD card, especially if you want to just get some quick Instagram bangers. I find myself using the Mavic 2 Zoom for that, for social media, because it's quick, it's easy, I don't have to put a lot of time and effort into things. And then for real estate, I find myself using the Mavic 2 Pro a lot just because I can get really sharp images that realtors love. And I'm also able to get D-Log M, which gives me a lot of dynamic range for video. So either one of these are really great. I find myself taking a lot of photos lately, which I've never done before, but honestly, I've been missing out because I should have been taking photos this whole time. There's a lot of great features on the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom that we've talked about numerous times throughout the year, and I'm not going to go through and handle all of that in this video. But just know, either or way you go, you cannot make a wrong decision in 2019 with either of these drones. But I can say that, and that's all well and good, but I thought I would leave you with some video clips, my favorite video clips of 2019 with these two drones here. So anyways, guys, that's gonna do it. As always, stay original.